Hey everybody, welcome back to Mighty Dubia Feeders. Today I'm going to be talking about kind of what we've been doing and our trial and error when it comes to the last several years of breeding Dubia roaches as, a professional breeder that sells them. But I'm going to talk about heating sources. That way anyone who has bought a colony from us, of course we give you all kinds of, we give you paper instructions. So it does talk about heating on that, but I just thought I'd do a quick video talking about the different options you have for a heating source. This is one of our breeder bins, and we live here in Texas. So in Texas, it doesn't get super cold. So I want you guys to take in consideration, of course, the temperature outside and where you're keeping your dubia roaches. As for us, we like to keep them in our garage as much as possible because I don't really like to have a lot of roaches. I have a dog and several reptiles and amphibian and a kitty cat, and they're all very mischievous, and they could accidentally get into one of these and, make a mess in my house. So I prefer not to keep them indoors. Now, I will say this, if you live somewhere up north, especially, we live in Houston, I think the coldest it gets here is probably, there are times that it's been in the teens, but it's very rare. So for us, like in the 30s. So whenever it's outside temperatures, and if you're keeping them in your garage or some kind of outdoor enclosure, you really need to consider, if it's under 40 degrees, bringing them inside your home, maybe putting them in a very warm room where you can make it toasty in there, maybe like wherever you keep your reptiles, in a reptile room. I will show you that later if I remember about I'll show you kind of like my little feeder shoebox that I have for Tater Tot in particular, and I keep it above his enclosure, and those roaches stay nice, those feeder roaches stay nice and toasty for him. So, but if it gets below 40 outside, we move these guys inside in one of our spare bedrooms, and we still keep the heater on them because even though we heat our house, still some rooms are still not that well regulated with the temperature. So we still suggest that you do the inside heating. So, okay, so that's that. Also, I do want to mention, like, in case you're watching this in the summertime, for us, it gets super hot here. So, of course, if it's above, I would say like 90 degrees or 95, we will take them inside as well. So you just have to think about those kind of things wherever you live. If they're outdoors where you are, to bring them inside, I would say 40 and below or above 90. Okay, so now because the Dubia roach is considered a tropical roach species, we know that they thrive best as far as heating goes between 50 degrees and 90 degrees. And so you may hear some different things when it comes to specifically about like breeding them for reproduction. Sometimes some breeders say between 75 and 85 is the best, and some say between 85 and 95 is the best. I would say that even some people say that they are very successful with their small colony without any heat. Usually these are people who keep them in a small warm closet per se, so that is something to consider, although we do recommend definitely in the fall and winter months. And if you just notice a slowing down in your production and you need more productivity, to go ahead and always have a heater on your bugs. And that's really important. And what we like to do is keep our temperature between, we kind of go with that between 80 and 90, closer to the 90 as much as possible as we can. So in order to do that, we're going to talk about a few different heating options. But I also wanted to kind of like go over with you guys about the enclosure that you have. Here we have a pretty big tote, and most of you guys, we recommend you having a tote. I think this is an 18-gallon tote, about this size. And if you haven't watched our other videos, if you want to know how to make these totes and how to go ahead and like get a good enclosure, we have several several videos at Geo. I think it's 2 videos. Like one, how to make the holes and how to make where this mesh is. So we have several attempts of these things through the years. Currently, we're not really putting a lid on this one because, like I said, it's not really that cold here yet. So we just like for the humidity, luckily in Houston we have good humidity, which you want to have. Humidity is really important for molting and just moisture and stuff like that. So we like to keep the lids off, and we found like that's the best. But there's different ways you can make your containers and lids. I just want to remind you guys, there is no wrong or right way to do an overall enclosure. You know, you basically just have to have a nice warm place for them to stay, some egg crates. You have to have a lot of good ventilation. That is important. So big holes like this. And so just go ahead and go watch that video. I'll link it above. But see, I'm just showing you the different ones. And so what we can do normally, if it gets, let's say, really cold outside here, we can put the lid back on this. Let's say this one. And what we would put the heating source here. And so just to continue showing some of our lids, just for an example, that way you can see there truly is no wrong or right way. So this is the one I really like. The reason being is I liked this hole that Geo made here because one of these heat emitters can go right here, and it fits just perfectly right there. So we also, let me just talk real quick with you about the heat gradient. It's really important, just like with reptiles, that there's a heat gradient in the enclosure. So you want that with your bugs. So as you can see here, this would be the cooler area, and then the heat emitter would be here. So the roaches need to self-regulate their temperature, so they could go, if they get too hot here, they're going to move away and go to the cooler area. So that's really important, that the whole area not be completely covered in heat. They have to have a place to escape to if they get too hot, or a place to go to if they get too cold. So here's just another few more examples of our lids that I just wanted to show you. So now I'm going to go ahead and transition into what we got going on over here and show you guys about the different types of heaters that you can use. I have a few examples on this particular bin, so I will show you. I have 2 lamps there. I believe that, so these heater lamps, they can hold a small amount of wattage, meaning probably not above 100. It should say on the box what the max wattage is when you buy it, when you buy one of these heater lamps. I believe we have a 75 watt and up to 100 watt. If you go above 100 watt, you want to get the bigger one. And read the box, it'll say in there. But as you can see, the roaches love sitting right underneath it. But also on this particular bin, I'll back up so you can see that this is actually a reptile heating mat, and this is for AC. It's called HVAC or something like that tape. So this is actually, that's the tape that you're seeing here, sorry, that Geo used. And he got this from somebody that makes these. A guy that makes them for reptile enclosures, and I'll ask him if he can find the link, because we're very happy with this one. It doesn't get too hot, and it helps to regulate it pretty well in there. And so if you look into this enclosure, you can see that we have some heating lamps kind of over in this area, and we have a warm side here, but they can escape over here, they can escape here in this area. And so how do I test that? Well, you want to get one of these. Okay, so you can test your temperatures with this. So for example, I'm going to go over here and test what is showing up, and this is just like a digital laser one, so you can see there. And right now it says 70 degrees. So now it's going up 71. So anyways, it'll go up a little bit more, but that's kind of the cool area that they can go ahead and go to. And if I go over here, let's see what it is over here. So it's going to be a little warmer because the lamp is there. So right in this area, it's about 74. Now it's going to 75, 74, 75, which is not too cold. That's perfect for them. Now it's going to 78. But if I put it right where the lamp is, I don't have the lamp directly going at them. So, but if you kind of go in this area, let's see so now it's going to go up. It's already into, like, it looks like it's 82, 83, and it's climbing. So it's going to get hotter. It's like in the 80s right there underneath the lamp. But you can see that some of them are resting over here. And there's definitely some that have kind of escaped to the more cooler side, okay? Because you want to give them that gradient. Okay, just right here in front of this lamp, you can see it's about 90 degrees, 95, is fluctuating between 90 and 96 degrees, which is fine. It's not too hot, but we wouldn't want to go much over that. But so this is the area that they're concentrating. See how much they're loving that? They're all piling up close to there, but they have room to escape. Now this is, I believe, a 75 or 100 watt heat emitter. And I don't have it directly pointed down at them. I just kind of have it like shooting outward a little bit, kind of more lateral. However, it's not bad if you have it down at them. But let's just see, it's kind of like flowing from here to about right here. And you can see them all right there. Let's just see what they are when I point this at them. It says 88. 92, 90. So this is perfect. This is perfect for breeding and keeping them warm. Okay, so not too hot and definitely not cold enough. So that's perfect. And then, you know, you can go ahead, of course, and put your feeding bowls on top and things like that in areas that you want. For us, this is a bigger bin than you guys have. But these bowls are great. You can order these online from us. I think we sell them for about $5, $5 or $6. So we have them in different colors. You can find them under, I think it's like supplies or something like that underneath in our website. Our website is mightydubiafeeders.com. You can also buy feeder roaches, worms from us. You can find all that stuff there if you like. And we do ship nationwide, only in America. And we do not ship to Alaska or Florida because they're illegal there. So something that I do want to mention real quick, guys, is that especially if you're keeping these guys inside and you have these heaters on, just to prevent fire, please follow on your heating mats and stuff like that you get that are for reptiles. Some people use seating mats. I'm not very familiar with those and we don't use those. However, I see them a lot in different forums that people use something called a seating mat. Apparently they don't get too hot. So those are some things you can research, but you know, it'd be a great idea because just to talk about these mats and stuff, that they can be a fire hazard in a way where a lot of people say if they put them, there's a lot of things out there that say put these mats underneath here, not underneath the whole thing because of the gradient, but like half of it. And a lot of people say that they end up at the very bottom because there's not enough space for it to like regulate and like the air to flow and the heat to flow, that it ends up burning these and causing a hole in the bottom. So I highly recommend that you have a number one, that you probably put it more on the side, or if you're going to put it on the bottom, make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions on whatever you choose to do for your heating source. But not only that, that you can get a regulated thermometer, an automatic thermometer, which you could put inside of here. We don't have one on here right now, but you can put it down inside and have it come out and tape it. And then you can set it for like whatever you want. You can set it between 75 and 90 or between 85 and 95. And then it'll turn off when it gets too hot in there and it'll turn back on when it gets too cold. I highly recommend that if you're keeping them in your house, especially. We keep it in our garage, and I probably need to tell Gio, let's get some of those. Some of them can be pretty pricey. So it's whatever your budget is, you guys, and whatever you feel is safe for you. Okay, guys, I do want to talk to you about not using a heater lamp with a light in it. And I went ahead and plugged one in here, like screwed one in here so you can see what I'm talking about. Do you see how this gives no light off? So roaches can be very sensitive to light. So let me go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about. So do you see how I just turned this on? So this would be like a heater lamp that you use for your reptile, right? Like for your snake or your bearded dragon or whatnot. And so my roaches seem to always be really chill. But I wanted to go ahead and just show you because I had a spare one. It's probably not a good idea to use these just because they are light sensitive and they do get stressed out kind of easily. And so that could cause a problem with your productivity. And so the less stressed these bugs are, the more comfortable they are to just be popping them babies out. So that's just something I wanted to point out. You're gonna want what is here and not this. Save that for your reptile. Okay guys, so another thing that we like and we recommend is these emergency blankets. So you can find these at like camping stores and things like that. They're used to keep you warm in like an emergency, you know, you're stuck in a blizzard or something like that. So you can get those at camping stores. And we like, because we do keep our most of our bugs year round, unless it gets really cold. But this is what they look like, and they're rather big. Okay, so if you like to keep your bugs outside because maybe your wife doesn't want them in the house, you know, get you one of these and you can drape it over. Now you don't want to completely make it where the oxygen of the air can't, you want airflow in there. So for example, I'll show you. We kind of keep a little stool in here to kind of keep it off, and then we kind of blanket it over. And Gio made these shelves, by the way. Didn't he do such a good job? He's so handy. So I will show you a little bit more, and I want to show you those other bigger lamps in there, but let me go ahead and pause this and get these things uncovered. But I just wanted to say this works really great because you can put those heaters, the lamps in there like these. We have the bigger ones in there, and you can heat your area if you have a few bins up and put this on top of it, and it works really well to keep everything nice and warm and toasty. Okay, so I've uncovered it, and so let me just show you. You can get these bigger ones if you happen to have a pretty larger colony. You would just want to make sure again that you have a gradient, but I believe this is 150 watt. I could be wrong, it might be 100, but these can hold much bigger wattage. So if you need to do that, if you have, you know, a huge colony that needs to get super warm and toasty in the winter time. And then we have, like, as you can see, it's about 80 degrees in here. So we have a few of these. We have a smaller one, and we just have it kind of by our bins. And as you can see, this is probably a 50 or 75. We've had this here for several days and it hasn't done anything to, you know, this container. Not to say it couldn't, but you know, I just want to be transparent. You guys are you are responsible for your own house and your own belongings, and to read manufacturers instructions, but do as you feel safely when you're putting these heaters out. You do want to be extra cautious, but that's how we just go ahead and we get. Oh, I also have one, you know, heat does rise, but he's just aiming that one towards the top, the bottom of that one. But that's why we keep it all enclosed. And so we get our little breeders going. Looks like they're eating. Put this out a few days ago. It looks like they devoured the oranges. This is another breeding colony, having some babies in there. And that's our premium roach chow. It's all organic, and we make this homemade. It's on our website, and I have some carrots in there and some apples and oranges. We don't feed citrus to our ones that we sell. We just feed our breeders the citrus. So that way you guys know if you're worried about that. We don't do that. But as you can see, it's usually between 80 and 85, which is great for them keeping warm and breeding. And they're all very happy campers. See how chill they are? They're all very happy. Okay, so I promised to show you this real quick before we wrap it up, but this is my feeder. I got some Dubia Roaches in here for Tater Tot, which is right here. It's my boo. Say hi, Tater Tot. Tater Tot is 2 years old. He loves food, don't you? But you're not eating your vegetables. What happened? I see you haven't eaten your vegetables, you naughty boy. So as you can tell, he has not eaten his vegetables. um, but he ate all his bugs, of course. So I gave him superworms and dubia today. But anyway, so I have this over this UVB. I don't have it on one that's like, here. And I try not to put it too close to that heating source, but this makes its own little amount of heat that's actually perfect for the dubia because I don't want them to get too toasty. And so I just keep them in here about, 100 or 200 in here to feed him. So, okay, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this today. I hope that you found it very helpful. If you did, please consider giving it a like. That does help us in the algorithm on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. If you'd like to see more of Tater Tot, we have a lot of videos. Go see his playlist. And we also have a playlist on all things Dubia Roaches and their care, the containers, what to feed them, all kinds of stuff that I share with you guys. And please visit us at our website. We are a small family business. We love our customers. We're not a huge business. And we just do this. It's kind of started as a hobby that grew. And so we just are so thankful. I just want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. And thank you so much to all of our customers. You guys are amazing. You sell us out all the time, and we're so grateful. That's my dog, sorry. We're very, very, very grateful that you buy colonies from us to feed your reptiles. We're so blessed. We're just so, aren't we blessed, Moose, right? We're so thankful, right? So, yeah, just thank you so much. And I hope that these videos help you guys. Leave me a comment because that helps too. Let me know it helped. And that email us if you have any questions. Right, Moose? Okay, y'all have a blessed day. Bye-bye. You're so cute.